Hello and welcome to HitBullsEye. My name is Manish and I am back with your weekly dose of current affairs in the second week of February 2023. A lot has happened in this week as well, and we will take a look at all that in this particular video. So let's get started. First of all, Saudi Arabia has been granted the hosting rights of Football's Asia Cup 2027. So India and Saudi Arabia both were competing, but India withdrew its candidature in December last year, and now finally Saudi Arabia remained the lone contestant, and hence it has been awarded the Asian Cup hosting rights. We'll talk about that and some other interesting facts. Next, gymnast Deepa Karmakar. Now this has to be the most depressing news of this week. Gymnast Deepa Karmakar has been banned after failing a dope test, adding to the list of more and more athletes and sportspersons from India who are being banned after failing the dope tests. So we will take a look at that. Next, there is a ranking of world's most popular leaders in which Prime Minister Modi has topped. So we will take a look at that, who the most popular leaders of the world are in that order. Next, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has set up a new helicopter factory in Tumkuru of Karnataka. So we will see what is the significance of that. To those who are cricket freaks, Aaron Finch has retired from international cricket. So we'll see what his credentials were. Next, India has provided 50 buses to Sri Lanka under the economic assistance scheme. Sri Lanka is in an economic crisis right now. India is trying to help as much as it can. Under that arrangement, 50 buses has been provided to it. Next, Yuva Sangam registration portal has been launched. Yuva Sangam, to attract the youth of the Northeast and to have a better connect with mainstream, or let's say mainland India. Next, NBA, National Basketball Association's all-time leading scorer is LeBron James. So he has created this world record, and we will take a look at that. Controversial author Salman Rushdie, who was attacked a few months back, he is back with a new novel. We'll take a look at that. And finally, the Global Investors Summit 2023 has been inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi, where we will take a look. Let's get started. सबसे पहले बात करते हैं Saudi Arabia going to host the Football 2027 Asia Cup. So the FIFA World Cup just got over 2 months back, and this year in 2023 the Asia Cup of football is going to take place. Originally, the 2023 Asia Cup was expected to take place in China. But due to a COVID upsurge in China, its venue has been shifted, and the logical venue was Qatar, because it has recently hosted the FIFA World Cup. So the entire infrastructure, including stadiums, and public infrastructure, public utilities, hotel rooms, all those things are already in place, and Qatar is in Asia. So it makes sense to shift the Asia Cup from China to Qatar. However, 4 years after that, 2027, the next Asia Cup of football, its hosting right has gone to Saudi Arabia. So it is interesting because Middle Eastern countries have generally not hosted much international events. But this frenzy among the Middle Eastern countries, including UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain, and all these countries, it shows that the Qatar FIFA World Cup has changed the equation for the Arab world. They have a lot of money to invest, and hosting such games, hosting such sporting events gives them an opportunity to showcase their culture to the world at such a large scale, which has been proven right during the FIFA World Cup 2022. It also raises so many concerns like the human rights violations in Qatar and all those things, but all that controversy aside, it did give a huge boost to the overall global image of Qatar as well as tourism and economy of Qatar. And maybe taking hint from that, all these West Asian and Middle Eastern countries are now going to host so many of these. The day is not far when we will see so many Olympic events, Asian Games, and all those things taking place in these countries. So Saudi Arabia has won it. India and Saudi Arabia both were betting. So Saudi Arabia was also a bidding nation. India also was a bidding nation, but India withdrew its bid in favor of Saudi Arabia. Next, Deepa Karmakar has been banned after failing the dope test. Deepa Karmakar is one of the most famous gymnasts of India. She performs the world's most deadly vault called the Pradunova vault. It's called the death vault. It's a very difficult gymnastic event which she has mastered. But now she has failed in a doping test and she has been awarded a 21-month ban, approximately 2-year ban by the ITA, International Testing Agency. Her sample was collected and it contained hygienamine, which is a banned substance. It's a prohibited substance under WADA code, that is World Anti-Doping Agency. So according to WADA code, it's a banned substance, and she was, the traces of this was found in her blood, and that's why she has been banned. She hails from the state of Tripura, and she was the first gymnast from India to compete at the Olympics. But sadly, it has now, she has been now banned. Next. The most popular leaders. So Prime Minister Modi has been pegged as the world's most popular leader, according to a consulting firm Morning Consult. The 22 heads of states were surveyed, and Prime Minister Modi has got an approval rating of 78%, showing how many people are happy with his overall tenure. At number 2 comes the Mexican president, then the Switzerland's head of state, then Australia, and then Brazil. But Prime Minister Modi has emerged as the most approved leader of the world. Next, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, which is a public sector undertaking. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has set up a new helicopter factory in Tumkuru. Some of you might be thinking that how is this an important news? It's simply a new factory that has been set up. It is important because last year, under the Make in India Defence Manufacturing, it was the HAL, or Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, that built Prachand, which is a light combat helicopter, LCH Prachand. So it's a really, really remarkable feat as far as the indigenization of defense manufacturing is concerned. Like, we are building sophisticated defense equipment in India itself without even technology transfer from another country, which will reduce India's dependence for defense on the other countries. So that is why this factory is so much important, and it has been set up in Tumkuru in Karnataka. Next, Aaron Finch, the famous Australian cricketer and captain, Australia's longest serving captain, has retired from T20 internationals. He had already announced his retirement from ODI last year. वनडे इंटरनेशनल से उन्होंने लास्ट ईयर ही रिटायरमेंट ले ली थी, T20 इंटरनेशनल से उन्होंने अभी रिटायरमेंट ली है, एंड he will continue to play for Melbourne Renegades. Melbourne Renegades is a big bash league, something like IPL यहाँ पे. So he will continue to play in the league, but as far as T20 internationals and ODIs are concerned, he is no longer going to play for Australia. He made his debut in 2011 against England, and he has made 8,804 runs in his entire career, which is a remarkable feat. Aaron Finch. India has provided 50 buses to Sri Lanka under the Economic Assistance Scheme. Sri Lanka is in an economic mess right now. India has already provided over $3 billion of aid as well as relief or line of credit to Sri Lanka. Now, on the occasion of 75th Independence Day of Sri Lanka, the vehicle maker Ashok Leyland has backed the contract for 500 buses to be supplied to Sri Lanka Transport Board. It's a part of line of credit extended by Exim Bank of India, Export Import Bank of India. तो इंडिया के एक्सिम बैंक ने एक लाइन ऑफ क्रेडिट एक्सटेंड की है श्रीलंका को, जिसके अंदर टोटल 500 बसेस श्रीलंका को दी जानी है. And the overall is a part of economic assistance scheme of the government of India. So India is trying to help in every way possible Sri Lanka, but it remains to be seen how quickly they come out of the economic mess that they have created. Of course, the IMF continues to be the ultimate, the ultimate agency that is going to come to the refuge of Sri Lanka. India can provide as much assistance, but it is ultimately the IMF that has to bail out Sri Lanka. Next is the Yuva Sangam registration portal. So New Delhi में युवा संगम registration portal को launch किया गया है by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The purpose is to build close ties between the youth of northeastern region and rest of India under the Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat Abhiyan. So under this initiative, over 20,000 youth will travel across the country and gain a unique opportunity for cross-cultural learning to increase the synergy between the northeastern youth and the youth of the rest of India. So the Minister of Department of Northeastern Region, Culture and Tourism, G. Kishan Reddy, is responsible for implementing this, and it will connect the youth of Northeast with the rest of India. So Yuva Sangam here means it is specifically for the youth of the Northeast. This is something that you have to remember. LeBron James. So to those of you who have, who know anything about basketball, this is the man who is one of the most famous basketball players ever. So LeBron James has become, it's like Lionel Messi or Ronaldo is in football, what LeBron James is to basketball. So LeBron James has become an all-time leading scorer of National Basketball Association, surpassing the record held by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar का रिकॉर्ड ब्रेक कर दिया है LeBron James ने. इनके पॉइंट्स हो गए हैं 38,388. There is a point system in basketball. एंड इन्होंने आज तक 10 NBA टाइटल्स में compete किया है और उसमें से 4 NBA टाइटल्स जीते हैं. So LeBron James, and he was also in news last year because he became a billionaire. So a sports person becoming a billionaire is something very rare. So he became a billionaire. Apparently he gets a lot of endorsements. Next, Salman Rushdie's new novel. So Salman Rushdie's new novel has been launched. Salman Rushdie's new novel has been launched, and the name of the novel is Victory City. Victory City. So Salman Rushdie was attacked last year, a few, a few months back. He was stabbed, but now he's back. So Victory City is his new novel. And this is the story of a young orphan girl, and she has a magical powers of a goddess, and the novel is set in modern day India, right? So that is how the story of the novel is. The name is the most important, Victory City by Salman Rushdie. Next is the Global Investors Summit. So Prime Minister Modi and Yogi Adityanath have inaugurated the Global Investors Summit in Lucknow, and more than 300 industrialists are expected to participate. It is one of the biggest events to attract investors in a particular state or in India, and the proposal is to invite almost 17 lakh crore worth of investments in the state of Uttar Pradesh and also in other regions if possible. So Lucknow is the venue and 17 lakh crore is the estimated revenue or investment that they are targeting. That is all that we had to cover in this particular video. If you have any questions or if you have any suggestions, please feel free to share with us in the comment section. That is all for this video. Thank you so much and take care.